In today's video, we're going to talk about how to fix your hunchback posture while reading. If you like reading books or you study from books, you may have noticed that the more you read, the worse your posture gets. So today I'm going to share some specific strategies that you can use at home that are totally free that will help you fix your hunchback posture and at the very least prevent your hunchback posture from getting worse. So if you're ready to fix your hunchback posture while reading, then join me. Let's get ready to think right, move right, and feel right. If you're like most people, you like to read like this, or you slump deep into your seat or in your bed and you just go into this hunchback position. The way you get hunchback posture is from RPP, repeated position practice. So the more you're in this hunchback, the worse your hunchback gets. Now, how are we going to read your book or study from your book without getting into this hunchback position? If you're like most people, when you read books, the book is lower than your face. That almost always puts your head and neck into this position and you get into hunchback posture. If you're trying to relax in bed or on the couch, you might do something like this. You might flop over to this side and change positions thinking, oh, this is really helping. But no matter what, you're still propping yourself up into hunchback posture. Maybe you lie on your side and you still curl into a ball to read your book. No matter what, all those positions put you into hunchback posture. And what gets us into and keeps us in hunchback posture is RPP, repeated position practice. So if we want to get out of this hunchback position, then we need to practice something that doesn't look like the hunchback. So what we want to do is get spinal extension in our mid and upper back on a regular basis. So here's how we're going to do it. One of the first things you can do without doing anything weird or bizarre is just take some pillows and you can help yourself just a bit by propping yourself, finding the right amount of pillow and support to help you get into a straighter position. A lot of times, if you don't have cushions around your mid-back, you end up slumping into the back of your chair or couch. So just having the right amount of cushion, depending on your own individual geometry, and getting that cushion around your mid and even upper back can really be helpful. You'll notice I'm not saying put it into your low back, because here's what happens. You stick it in your low back, you start feeling like you're getting too much of an arch in your low back, you get stuck in anterior tilt, you start getting weird groin things going on. So we don't want to do that, and we don't want you to feel like you're like a tin soldier or something, okay? Just stick it back there. It doesn't have to be amazingly straight, but just right there. And then when you're reading, this is still in front of you. It's still a little low, right? So there's going to be this tendency to fall into the book. A couple things we can do to improve that situation. We can try to raise the level of the book. Okay, so you can just use a pillow like so. So that means we're not going to be tempted to look down so much. Also, if you do want to look down, you can think about an axis of rotation going from earlobe to earlobe so that you're rotating from the high cervical spine to bring your head and neck down, and your vision down, which means you're not just craning the neck forward, which is an axis of rotation that's down here. So you're just trying to look down using the high cervical spine to tilt your head down and read like so, or, stick some cushions on there, raise it up, have it higher, or you can get some sort of stand or something if you really want to get that book up higher. I personally am too cheap and I don't like having a bunch of random stuff like that around my house, so something like that can work out great. One quick second, I want to say a big thank you to Eric M for your $100 donation to support the Upright Health YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I hope your Asian squats get better, and I hope your Tesla is still treating you well. All right, let's get back to it. Now, let's say you are tired of that position. You've been reading in that position for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 2 hours, and then you're like, oh man, I really need to change position. Good idea. Changing position is a fantastic idea because it helps your body do different stuff, right? And so what we're going to do is go into a standing position. And now we get to work on a hinge. So you can just put the book down in front of you. You can hinge over. If you can do this with straight knees, do it with straight knees. If you want to do it with bent knees, you can do it with bent knees. I don't care. It's totally fine either way. Now, what we're going to do is think about starting in hunchback. This is where we are, right? we're gonna try to get extension of the spine to straighten out the mid and upper back. Okay, so you can think about it as bringing the back of your head and kind of like this lower portion of the back of your head underneath that little bump there. You want to bring that up towards the ceiling. And then you can just hold that position. You're looking at me now thinking, well, how is that going to do anything? Well, go try it. Go try this position and you're going to feel the muscles along your spine all the way down into your mid-back all working. You're just going to hold this position. You might want to set a timer or you can just hold this position until you feel fatigue, which will come relatively quickly. Once you feel that fatigue and you need to rest, then you can go ahead and go back to another position that feels a little bit better. Which brings me to my third position, which is if you're on the couch, guess what? You can do something like this. Super simple, super easy. It's now elevated the book. You don't have to crunch in. You can be up like this. With a position like this though, I strongly encourage you to make sure you're doing this symmetrically, because if you're only doing it to one side all the time, you're only twisting to one side all the time, guess what's gonna happen? RPP is going to get you. So we need to make sure that we are twisting to both sides, doing these things evenly, and making sure that we're not just staying in the one position for like 6 hours at a time. We want to rotate through all these positions as needed. You're going to find that the positions that I've mentioned where you're just propping the book, like this one on the couch or with the pillows, that those are pretty easy to be in for a good amount of time. Whereas this one where you're facing down like this one's probably going to be a little tough. So be prepared for that. This one, you want to set a timer for like a minute, 2 minutes. That's cool. If you feel like you can do more, that's great. Don't be surprised if you feel like the muscles all along the spine and the back of the neck get really tired, and potentially when you wake up the next day or even feel it the next day, you're going to be sore. You're going to feel like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like stiff and like standing up like Frankenstein, like I'm too straight right now. So that is definitely a possible effect. I'm not going to say side effect. It's a real effect of just an desirable effect, honestly, of being in that position. It's working those muscles to create extension in your spine, and that's going to be a good thing if you're trying to get rid of your hunchback posture. Okay, so now how often can we do all these things? How often can we work on fixing a hunchback posture while we're reading? The answer is all the time. You just have to listen to your body. You don't want to be getting yourself so sore that you are crippling yourself or that it just feels really uncomfortable. If you find that doing that face down kind of position, that hinged position, gets a little too tiring for you, then find another position. Go to one of these side positions. Go to any of the positions where the book gets elevated so that you're not crunching in. And you know what? Final strategy that you can use is always to go face down. You can always prop yourself on your elbows a little bit. This couch, PS, is way too short for me to do this, but hopefully you have a longer couch and you aren't squishing yourself like I am right now. But you can put yourself into extension for a little bit too. You could just lie down on your side. All that works. The key is just don't get stuck in any of those positions because you'll probably find it difficult to move out of it. Okay, so those are my tips for reading if you have hunchback posture. These will all prevent hunchback posture from getting worse. They'll help you improve it, especially that face down hinged one's really gonna make those muscles work. I'm curious to know if you have any tips for improving your hunchback posture while reading. If you do, drop them in the comment section down below and you'll help everybody out. And that's huge. That's awesome. So thank you. If you found this video really helpful and you want to support the channel, please click the thanks button or use the PayPal link in the description box down below and leave me a tip. I really appreciate it. And I promise I will not use your money to buy myself any sort of hunchback posture corrector, strappy dealy thing. If you're looking for a comprehensive program to fix your hunchback posture, then check out the Hunchback Fix. I'll leave a link down below as well. Click the like button if you did like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't.